Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the Rip Berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk? And I'll add spinach and ginger. And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Booster juice, freshly made, your way.
But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Pullman, Moe, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling. Celebrity tour tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock!
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
that's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, custom chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Twister juice, freshly made your way.
Nice line coming by. Doesn't necessarily need to be deep as long as he's buried. Boy, look at that move at the end. Still just the fifth stone of the end, so can't make a play on the guard. He'll look to come around one more time. Just rubs just a little bit light on the weight, but gets a little spin at the end and overlaps the two guards. And that's a bit of a problem for Jordon McDonald. It's a tough double peel because it's coming towards the red. Maybe just hit the high one. That's what I'm looking at too, Jordan. You hit the high one, try to roll to a corner on the other side. He just can't leave that stagger there. That last little spin at the end actually worked out for the Van Amsterdam team. A little too thin, catches their own stone and loses the shooter. So pushes their own stone out from behind cover. Could try to make a direct play at the second shot stone, the one in the rings. Evans' first thought, let's try to get rid of both of them. They're not that far apart, maybe 6 feet. So we're going to make a play on the double. Jams it a little bit into the rings, into the 8-foot. Now it does get rid of the guards on the corner. And the stone in the 8-foot still wide open. Shot still belongs to Van Amsterdam at the back of the 4-foot. Just lost the line on this one. It's going to clip the yellow stone. Maybe a little lighter than what they had in mind. Down to third stones now. It's Jeremy Hardy looking to come down, make the nose hit on that. Stay right there. Has to get by the front one. Can flop underneath a little bit. Boy, that's a great result. Jordon McDonald probably going to have to play some kind of run now. The good news for McDonald, you play the red onto the yellow, you might be able to stay behind cover for second shot. The bad news is you still got a rock at the back of the 4-foot that you need to find a way to get to at some point in the end. You could play the straight back double right now on the rock that's just biting the top of the 12. Play a tap on the red. That's what he's looking at. Kind of a tap split. He's trying to bring it straight back. Maybe move the yellow, get a better angle, get the red under cover. That might be the best result. But it's a tougher shot. This is a nose hit to double a stone out of the back of the 4-foot. It's close. Clips the one out of the back and does get rid of the 2 yellows. Just the 1 yellow stone in the rings now belongs to Evan Van Amsterdam, half undercover, and it is shot rock. A little dangerous to ignore those reds. 2 rocks that could be tapped back, but you know what do you do about them? That's the question. The scary thing about coming around like this, and that might have been the call or the question coming from the other side, the other end, depending how deep you are here, again, that short run back red onto yellow. It's a nose hit, and depending where your shooter ends up here, that could turn into a run double, buried. So you don't want these even, I don't think. Sweep early was for line. You see it just gets by. That is a fantastic shot. Brings that right into the corner of the forefoot, maybe a sliver of the button. And now you can see that's a steep angle. If you were to play that red onto the yellow, it's pretty tough to make the double. It's possible. It's really thin on the yellow, though. A little surprised. Maybe they are looking at this, but I'm a little surprised they didn't look at playing the red on an angle onto shot stone. And you should get your shooter out of the way. You might even get it into the rings, and the yellow at the top of the 8 would be wide open. Definitely trying to bring this more or less straight back. Just clip that yellow on the way by. Redirect into the shot stone. A little bad luck in that they spun up when they did that. I'm not sure who shot rock. If I was wagering, I would say it's the yellow still at the back of the 8-foot. Fortunately, I don't have anybody here to bet with, so I don't have to take that risk. Boy, if Van Amsterdam's looking at the run back, I have to think maybe they think it's red that's shot. He's going to play the yellow guard back. Yellow onto the red. Now, there are ways to make this really good, but there are ways to make it really bad. Hard to tell from the camera angle if there's any way you could drive it by the red and clip the yellow at the back. Certainly, if you get inside the nose at all, it's going to be yellow onto red onto the yellow at the back. But if you could ever hit it right on the nose, straight back, hit the red in a manner that will drive it by the yellow and then roll the raised stone to the center line, we could be looking at another steal here. Yeah, but he's going to over curl. Does manage to spill everything out of the 4-foot area, but that leaves Jordon McDonald a chance at least to get around. Now with the stagger situation at the front, if you can get this around, there's not going to be anything to run into it. He might have a chance to set up his deuce. Big shot here for Jordon McDonald in the third end, already trailing 3-0, but out of nowhere, he was in trouble most of this end too, and may have a chance to generate a deuce here. Needs to bury one top forefoot here with his first. If the weight's right, these will just absolutely walk sideways at the end. Plenty of room coming by. Does not want to be behind the tee line. That would be the get out of jail free card, and might have stopped just in time. Evan can certainly follow it down, and there was plenty of room by the guard. If he can get to the inside at all, he can probably be shot rock. Even if he's just to the face, it makes any kind of shot for two very difficult. On the side of the sheet that we really haven't been drawing on this end, so it would be a bit of a guess too. Steal a 1 in the first, steal a 2 in the second. Evan Van Amsterdam with his final stone here in the third. Looking to get a freeze to the inside corner and maybe be able to steal the third end in a row. Definitely looks to have tighter line coming in than Jordan did just a moment ago. Oh, did they lose it? No, they got it by. He will get to the inside, taps the red back just a little bit, and he does have shot rock. Jordan thinking he might be able to see enough of it with quiet weight to come down and move it far enough to get probably just one. I can't see the yellow going farther than his shooter's going to go here. This is tough. Half a rock probably clears the back one. Gonna have just backline weight on this though, or you won't get the finish. It's not gonna look good from the hacks. You can't see it at all. Sweepers have to be so ready on this one from both sides. You just never know whether you're holding it straight or carving. Got to make sure you're by, and then they may have to carve it at the end. By the front one. Catches the yellow. Now, which stone's going to roll farther? What an outstanding shot. He manages to hold the shooter for the second point. Jordon McDonald, after giving up back-to-back steals, picks up a deuce of his own in the third end. Closes the gap to 3-2. Evan Van Amsterdam will have last rock for the first time in this game when we come back for the fourth.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Holman, Moe, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and après curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock!
Well, that scoreboard looks a little better for Jordon McDonald now after giving up back-to-back steals in the first and second. Faced with a very difficult shot for his last one, made an outstanding shot. And really, you know, I say Jordon McDonald, but it was a team shot. They had to judge the line just right. You see here, picking it up halfway, a little bit of carve. Now back to holding it straight. Just gets by the front one, and they were ready if they'd needed to carve it again. And Jack Gauthier ready at the tee line as well because he had to get that yellow a little farther than the red. Manages to hang it around for two. Right back in this game. So we begin play in the fourth end. Center guard to start things off here in the fourth, and the come around attempt is just a little bit short. Cameron Olofsson tasked with coming around the guard. He's got a nice line. Will slide just a little bit deep. Gives Brad Thiessen a chance to follow it down. Boy, a ton of room by the guard, and this is going to get close to frozen. Well, got enough of it that I think the yellow might be shot. Regardless, I expect both of those rocks are going to get moved before the end is over. Jordon would like to cluster some things around that button for now. Love to see just about the exact same weight on this one as they had on their last one. Different thrower. Get to the inside of that yellow, jiggle it just enough so that it's not overlapped anymore. Still tons of room by the guard, and you know this is going to go though. Look at that rock. Might have lost the line on it actually. Comes to rest, just biting the top of the forefoot. And Amsterdam looking at the short run yellow onto red. If you hit it just right, you could kill both yellow or both reds in the rings, pardon me. Just ever so slightly across the face on the second one. It will come straight back. You can get rid of both reds. Probably leave two yellows in the rings. Gets one, gets two, does catch the third one. Lost the yellow run back stone as well, but Amsterdam sits one, edge of the button. Fantastic shot. You wouldn't have to hit this much thicker, and you'd keep that run stone in the ring somewhere too. One more look at it. They called a sweep on when they knew they were close. You don't want to ever risk over curling that, putting it onto the red one, or pardon me, onto the yellow one. Looking for the freeze again. A little closer to the nose this time. Just looking for the straight peel on the guard here. Guess if you were really greedy, you might try to come across and just nudge that into the rings like that. Great shot. Jordon with the hit, rolls all the way across to the forefoot on the other side. So the teams will try to exchange hits here and see if we can carry this through to a blank. We'll say that, you know, when you're playing with time clocks, not playing with time clocks here, a lot of times the skip will stay down at the other end. Jordon did that here. Kind of that bank a little bit of time. They're going to try to roll towards the wings just to try to put it maybe in a spot that Evan hasn't seen yet. See if he can get a bit of a mistake. Well, that's not the roll they were looking for. This will be a piece of ice that Evan knows very well. Needs to make the hit and roll out for the blank and keep Last Rock into the fifth end with that 1 point lead. And we do have a blank here. First one of the game, first one of the Bonspiel for me. 3-2 for Van Amsterdam after 4 ends of play. He will have Last Rock once more in the fifth.
For over 20 years, the Sandra Schmirler Foundation has granted more than $9 million to hospitals across Canada for life-saving equipment for premature and critically ill babies. In the past 4 years alone, $4 million has been granted thanks to the curling community's incredible generosity. The need continues year-round, and with your help, we can ensure every baby has the chance to grow up and become a champion, just like Sandra.
Welcome to the RockShop.net, the official store for the Grand Slam of curling. Whether you're looking for the best hats, stylish clothing, fun toys, or unique accessories, the RockShop has it all. Shop online anytime at the RockShop.net for exclusive Grand Slam of curling gear, or come see us in person at your next event. The RockShop.net, where fans find their favorite curling gear.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsoctickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Fifth end underway here from the Saville Center in Edmonton. It is the Saville Shootout on the Curling Stadium Network. Thank you all for joining us this evening and throughout the weekend. Just 2 draws left in round robin play. 20 men's teams, 20 women's teams began play 8 a.m. yesterday morning, looking for a spot in the playoffs beginning tomorrow. 8 women's and 8 men's teams through to their respective playoffs. And a lot still to be decided over these last 2 draws. There's quite a congregation of teams on the men's side that could still end up in the playoffs, including both of the teams in this matchup here on sheet 5. Both coming in with a record of 2-1. The winner of this one should be safely into the playoffs at 3-1. Center guard thrown up to start the end. The come around made a little better this end into the top of the 8-foot. The attempted freeze a little short. Now Brad Thiessen will look to come around everything. And yet stay in front of the tee line. Got the come around everything part, but this is going to slide to the back. Does sit 2 for the time being. Elias Hamanicki will look to come around, and this is the 5th stone of the end, so you might see some hits right after this. I have to think Evan can't be happy with all the rocks clustered at the center line so far. This is one where they don't mind coming all the way to the back one. It eliminates both of those yellows for now. They've still got time to try to get something to the top of the 4-foot later on. You knew Evan was going to start playing hits. Looks like he's going to play the double peel, which might take that yellow out of the top 8-foot as well. Gets 1, gets 2, does catch the yellow at the top 8, and kills all the rocks in front of the tee line. It is McDonald sitting 1 at the back 4. And looking for the center guard. Both brushers were down early on this. You don't want to be too long on this ice. We've seen it all game long, all weekend long. The amount of late curler is a high guard by itself doesn't really protect much. They get it close to halfway. It's still on the long side. You can see Evan Van Amsterdam thinking about ignoring it. They are going to play the peel though. Run it towards that red at the side of the 8-foot. This might have been a little tight. Going to be awfully close to the nose. Clips the rocks at the back, and now it's McDonald sitting 2, and he left a center guard up there, just an inch or 2 off center, but they won't be happy with that. You could see it on the release. He was just a little over the top and got it going. See now if the McDonald team can take advantage. Tons of room. Really walking now, but it's got a long ways to go before it gets buried. In the end, they were just hoping it would die so they could leave a little more separation. The double is coming. It's never a gimme. Probably about 5 feet between them. These more or less straight back ones are always seem to be just a little tougher than they look. He makes it look easy. You hit it just off the nose. One side you jam it, just off the nose the other side you drive it by. That was a fantastic shot. Jordon McDonald helping us out. Tells us the red is shot rock. How hard do you want to gamble? Do you ignore that yellow stone or you try to hit and roll in off of it? They are opting for the hit and roll under. On the brush right away to hold it straight. Then they carved a bit, and we've seen this Donald team a few times in this game carve rocks maybe just a shade too early. He rolls past the guard in this case. Leaves that stone fully exposed and a chance to hit and roll under now for the Van Amsterdam team. Third, Jeremy Hardy. His final stone of this fifth end. And on it right away as well. If you're not going to roll behind, you might want to roll way over and try to get to the red. If they were going to try that, they would have needed to decide a little bit sooner. Does pop out just into the open. Another chance for Jordon McDonald to try to get under cover. Trying to decide for myself just how far. I guess ideally you want to be absolutely dead buried here. That might be the discussion of where do we want to put it. If we're half around, you know that Evan's going to come around everything. If you nose hit it, I don't think you can hit and roll behind and be shot rock anymore. You might be okay with that. Trying to get this to curl up to the nose. Just a sliver on the outside. He does sit two and left his shooter out in the open. But He rolled a little bit to the outside. I'm not sure. If Evan makes the roll undercover, he might be shot rock. It'd be close. Talked about the thin double, but you don't make it, or even if you make it perfect, there's a chance Jordon just wraps it around. I think if he was sure he could get shot on the hit and roll on the top one, he'd be playing it for sure. You could hit the top one and roll past the guard and be sure you've got shot rock. The danger in hitting the side one and rolling to the back of the forefoot, and that's what they're talking about. You leave the chance to freeze to it around the in-turn side. Boy, that's what they're going to play. This does carry some risk with it. Just 3 stones left to come here in this 5th end. Evan Van Amsterdam with last rock. Going to make the attempt to hit second shot, roll to the back of the forefoot for shot rock behind that red stone top 8. And then I guess you're just kind of hoping Jordon McDonald doesn't lock the freeze on perfect around the in-turn side. Needs it to curl at the end. Maybe overswept it a little early. He'll make the hit, but stays right there. It does kind of matter who's got shot rock here. I do think it's the red that's shot. They're still looking at playing the hit and roll behind cover, but then it's a question of just exactly where do you want to roll. If you put him in a spot where he could try a double for the blank, he's going to throw that for sure. So I think the discussion there was, is there a way we can roll to just half a rock buried on the broom side? Or maybe half a rock buried on the other side. If you're straight back, which rooms are going to be between them, maybe 2 feet. He might have a chance for the blank if you're dead lined up. You want to put this where he has to make the nose hit to get the double. Gonna need to curl to get any kind of roll at all. Hits it right on the nose. Now, interesting spot where it ended up though. For the nose hit on either rock for Evan Van Amsterdam, he wouldn't have shot rock. So you've either got to play the roll, or he's looking at possibly the double for the blank. Hard to imagine hitting this so thin that you've missed the second rock. The bigger worry is you hit the first one too thick. You might go over the top of the second one altogether and give up the steal. Final stone here, the fifth end, Evan Van Amsterdam looking for the double for the blank. And they're on the brush right away. He's got to be thin on this first one. It's going to be a little on the thick side. It does roll across. Now, will it spin back? Not enough. It's going to be a steal of one, and after 5 ends of play, we are all tied up. It'll be Evan Van Amsterdam with last rock again in the 6th.
Hey Ben, what's the Aztec Safety online e-learning website again?
Yeah, that would be aztecsafety.com.
Fire extinguisher and firefighting, we'll send that one to Paul.
Ah, now here's a course I should probably take. Conflict resolution.
Power line safety. Yeah, I thought it might help me with my line calls. Did you know this Aztec website has over 100 safety courses?
Jeez. Aztec Safety online course. Ground disturbance. Could have used that a few seconds ago.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, and the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsocktickets.com. Let's walk.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at gsocktickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.
Sean Joyce with you live from the Saville Shootout on the Curling Stadium Network. Connor Sims on production for me. We've kept him busy. There's been some outstanding shots, a lot of good replays to be seen. And maybe a few more yet. Might be a few more yet highlights in this game. We're all tied up as we begin play in the 6th end. Winner in all likelihood through to the playoffs. I guess it's not guaranteed, but you would think 3-1 should get you through. Not only should 3-1 get you through, there's a chance 2-2 will get you through, I think. A lot of games yet to be played. We're only in the second last draw, and it is tight. Entering this draw, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 teams at 2 wins or better coming into this draw. Continue to stay with us here on the Curling Stadium Network. We'll have all of the action for you. Final round robin draw coming up tonight. That'll determine the playoff spots, and we'll have playoff action for you starting tomorrow morning. Glance at the arena and so many of these games with playoff implications. I'm not sure if there's anybody out there where both teams are eliminated yet. There are still 2 teams out there somewhere that came into this draw having only played twice, so they're playing this draw and the last one. Nice weight on that freeze attempt. Just doesn't get the line. Jordon McDonald asking for the freeze into the pocket. And Amsterdam really needs to shake off that steal from the last end. He's still in a really good position. You're tied up, playing the home end, the 6th. You've got last rock, so presumably you've got 2 hammers to 1. Jordon McDonald, in a perfect world, he'd love to see a blank, but it's hard to force a blank when you're the team without last rock. That was the 5th rock of the end. That other yellow you see in the back corner belongs on the next sheet. So the hits can start now on the guard. They're looking to make something move in the rings, but they'll just get the peel on the guard. That's not a bad result. Saw Jordan indicating the line they want for this guard attempt. They want to guard shot stone. Inside Brusher was down right away. Didn't get quite the line they were looking for. Evan might still opt to peel the guard, but he does have a shot at the shot stone right now. The guard's really long as well. By getting rid of the shot stone, he also eliminates that pocket that the third shot is frozen into. This is probably the right call. That guard's a little too long and didn't get the line they were looking for. Starting to walk over now. A little thin on the red one, does push the yellow out further into the open, at least gets rid of the pocket. Jordan letting his teammates know they've got shot rock at the top of the 8-foot. Going to make a play on the yellow at the side of the 8th at his second shot. Roll in, you could get 3 in a row behind the guard. Not leaving enough of any of them, I don't think, to make a double. Got to get these 3 reds lined up, though, to do that. Trying to get some curl at the end. This is going to hang out there. Be a nose hit. It does sit 3. Guard is long. Van Amsterdam looking at making a play on shot stone and roll towards the one that was just delivered. It's this to curl just to make contact. He's going to get a piece. Touches the second one. Shooter carries all the way back and moved all 3 reds. Didn't kill anything. McDonald stone at the top of the 4-foot definitely shot rock. Hard to say who's second. Jordan thinks it might be them. I'm not sure it matters. I think you're playing the guard here regardless. Last of the third stones here to come. In the sixth, Gauthier was with his attempting to throw the guard. I don't think there's going to be a port left for any kind of a draw. Not that they'd be playing it now anyway. They're going to try to move some rocks out front. It's pretty good placement. Now, do you play the double peel or do you try to run that straight back and see how many reds you could get rid of? They talked about all the options, and they are going to try to get this more or less straight back. It's close. Red, just over the top. Trying to make sure they roll that shooter far enough out of the way that they still have a shot on the intern side. I'm not sure. See Jacques Gauthier looking again. They're still not positive, I don't think, who's second. I'm not sure it matters. I think you're guarding that shot stone. It's tough right now to draw. If we were down to last rock, it would be tough to draw to the button on the intern side. It looks like there's a port there, but the way they carve over at the end, by the time you're by that Yellowstone that just rolled over, I'm not sure you get by the stone at the top of the forefoot. I'll tell you what, the two teams as we play here in the sixth might be tied 3-3, but the Hammer is down 4-2, and Jordon McDonald looking to set up another steal for himself here in the sixth. That's what I mean about how much they walk at the end. They couldn't sweep that one because they were afraid it was going to touch the yellow corner guard, and he still gets back to the center line. You might have to play the double peel now just to make sure you've got room to get in with your last one. Boy, looking at drawing with his first, this is a risky shot. You make this really good where you'd have to make it to be shot. There's probably still a shot for Jordon McDonald to come down, move it back about 6-8 inches. He could be sitting 2 and really no good shot to get them out. This is tough. Rushers will make a quick decision. They weren't pounding it early. This looks like more of a line call. Got to get by the red at the top of the forefoot yet. And does, but it slides just that little bit deep. And this is what I was talking about. Certainly Jordon can follow it down. If he just sits on the face of it, he's got a chance to steal one, but if he could move it back about a little bit more than a foot, he could be sitting two. And as difficult as that does look, we know on this ice it's there. Has to get the line for the freeze first. They'll sweep it for the tap if the line's perfect. Jordon McDonald has not led in this game. A chance with his final stone here in the sixth to set up the steal that would give him the lead for the first time. This has definitely got tighter line early. Gotta get by the front one. He's not going to. And that actually gives Evan maybe just a little bit more room. Come down, he needs to make the same shot basically that he threw on his first one. He could pick up a deuce here. Final stone, sixth end of a tie game. Van Amsterdam sitting one and a chance to draw the button for two. This looks to be a little bit tighter for line than his first one was. This looks to be a lot tighter for line than his first one does. It's going to get by the front one, but it's never getting by that stone at the top of the forefoot. Comes up just a little bit light. So it will be just the single point here for Evan Van Amsterdam. He takes the lead after 6 ends of play. Jordon McDonald will have last rock once again in the seventh.
That's life. That's what all the people say.
Hey guys, what can I get started for you today?
Bananas away, regular?
And I'll have the rip berry, but can I get vanilla oat milk and I'll add spinach and ginger? And can I substitute the raspberries for strawberries? Also add the chia and hemp seed, and definitely have the power booster and the collagen booster. And can I get that blended twice?
Wow.
For Alicia, Custom Chaos?
One of a kind.
You're one of a kind.
Blister juice, freshly made your way.
First stone of the end thrown up as a center guard. It's just a little off the center line, so there would have been the option to try the tick, but they'd play the come around, get to the top of the 8-foot. Brad Thiessen now will be asked to come down, corner freeze the red. Not going to have the weight to get down to the red one. Does get by their own guard. They can kind of line up the guards anyway. They've got a double center situation. Van Amsterdam probably not real interested in seeing a blank here. Evan would like to see a single point scored either way. Jordon McDonald might like a blank or a deuce if he gets the opportunity. He's got a nice setup so far, sitting 2 behind cover to start this end. Jason Gitter being asked to come sit on top of the shot stone. And then I expect you'll see the peels begin. Well, he didn't make the freeze. That changes things. Jacques Gauthier going to take a look at the angles in the house. I don't think you want to move the red. I think that discussion must have been something they're worried about Van Amsterdam doing. The 2 shots they talked about were hit the yellow and roll to the outside. Not bad shot. You'd be sitting 3. They talked about corner freezing their own. Corner freezing the yellow, also an option. That's what I think they're going to settle on. This might be just because I think what they were talking about, the corner freeze their own, and Van Amsterdam could come down and just try to nudge it back behind the tee line. You corner freeze the yellow instead, and he can't do anything with that red stone at the top of the 4-foot. Ends up chiseling off the yellow a little bit and does get the corner free on the red. So looking to come down Nudge red onto red, move that red shot stone back in. You'd love to leave the yellow-red almost dead frozen straight back so you could blast the red out later. In order to do that, he's got to hit it just a sliver on the high side. Boy, he's got to work to get by the guard. Oh, good job on the brushing. Does hit it just a sliver high and does stay dead in front of it. It is McDonald sitting one, but it is vulnerable with that yellow stone sitting right in front of it. One more look at this. Boy, when that started curling early, I wasn't sure they were getting by the front one. Great job on the brush by Brad Thiessen. It's just that little bit on the high side because you know the red's going to kick back and he ends up dead lined up. I believe the call for McDonald was they're going to try to break up that pair in the top 4 foot. He's going to have to move the red one a little bit. Ideally on a bit of an angle. You want to be just to the inside of the yellow. Tap yellow onto red. Get some separation between those two rocks and stagger the two that are left in the 8 foot. He's going to be awfully close to dead lined up though. Yeah, that's not the angle they were looking for, I don't think. Evan does have to be careful. I'm sure that's what the discussion is about here. Yes, you have the red yellow onto the shot stone, but you're going to leave a double on the two yellows in the 4 foot. And the reds are starting to pile up at the top. So what else do you have is the question. Could save that red yellow for later. Right now, Jordon McDonald can't do anything with it because it's coming back onto his own stone. Jason Ginter, I think, looking at coming around on the interred side just to the top of the 8 foot and leave a stone in a position where you could angle it in later. I kind of like that call. Evan thinking about the guard. It kind of looks like Jason Ginter, who did play with Jacques Gauthier a couple of years ago. It might be asking Jacques what he wants to play, and I don't think he's going to get a straight answer like that. And you see the former teammates talking at the hog line. They talked about guarding the second shot stone on the edge of the 4 foot, and I don't hate that. But they're going back to, it was actually Jason's suggestion to play this draw in the first place. Your setup in the middle of that red-yellow is pretty good right now. Have to be so patient in these situations, and it is tough. You want to make a play to get shot rock, but this is more about a setup shot, I think, at this point. You've got one setup in the middle. If you've got 2 ways in, you know you're going to have a shot later on in the end. this is going to come up well short. Jordon McDonald still has a problem here. That red-yellow straight back is still a problem. Can you get to the inside of that yellow in the forefoot enough to maybe take that away? They're going to talk about it as well. He's got an inch or two of air. I wonder if, and I don't think you play it with big weight, if you could get a back 8-foot draw, get just to the inside of that yellow and get a sliver underneath that red-yellow combination, then he can't get to shot rock. Now that's easy to say from here. That's a tough shot. You got to get a good piece underneath or you're leaving a double on the reds. You could try to just jiggle the two at the front just to change that angle a little bit. It's going to try to get that sliver to the inside. Maybe not even move it. Even dead freeze, corner the inside of the yellow. We saw one finger point up, and I think the reading lips, it said hot, so a little worried that it's a little strong early. Line's close. Line's really close. Walks over at the end. Gets just a sliver to the inside. Boy, I think that's enough. It looks like the red-yellow, if you played it, is going to touch that one that was just thrown. Now, you don't have to throw it with weight. You could play it as a draw tap. It's still okay. Can you get the rock that was just thrown by the yellow and double that red out of the button? Maybe. Maybe just. That's what they're looking at. This is so thin. These are thinner than you think. I'll stay at just about an inch of it. He's got to make sure it doesn't touch the yellow. Working on it for line. He is going to double the yellow out. Now the question for the McDonald team, and do you want to play it? If you hit that red right on the nose, does it double the two out of the back? Does the yellow still leave the rings? Would you be sitting 3? And what would the angles be like after the dust settles if you do decide to play that? So you might force Evan Van Amsterdam to come right around everything, so what's going to be left? Talking about coming around wide on the intern side. Talking about peeling some guards as well. I was looking at that as well. Could you come down? Great shot if you could make it. It's really tough. It looks super tough from the hacks. That rock is completely overburied. It's almost a full rock's width, maybe a sliver behind the wider guard. Could try to play some kind of jiggle on those ones in the middle just to change the angle, but that's so tough. You're going to leave everything overlapped. You still need a way to get that yellow out if you're worried about that. Kind of looks like they're looking at making a play on the guards. Not sure that's where they're going to settle, but that seems to be what they're looking at right now. Try to get the high one across the face of the tighter one a little bit. Just double peel. I don't think they're trying to bring this back into anything in the rings. I don't see any good angles for them bringing it back into the rings, but the double peel is tough. Not going to get the double peel they had in mind. That is interesting. They take away the tap for now. And Evan is going to play the wide intern, see if he can get around that stone at the top of the 8-foot and maybe get into the button area. Could be sitting shot after this. The concern has to be, and that might be what Jeremy Hardy's looking at, there's room now to get to that stone in the top of the 8-foot for Jordon McDonald. Chip it into the side of the yellow and still spin it into the 4-foot so he can get rid of that angle. That's what he's looking at. You make the play on the red into the side of the yellow and it spins into the top of the 4-foot. Not a shot they're looking at playing, a shot that they're worried about from the opposition. Evan already had his mind made up, though. We're going to play this draw. Make the draw good enough. That shot doesn't help them. Still a lot of room. Starting to curl now. Curling hard now. Boy, they had backed away from this a little bit when it was way out there. Ends up in a pretty good spot. Looking at the guard straight back, I think. Yellow onto the one that was just thrown, or pardon me, onto the red at the top of the 8-foot, onto the one that was just thrown. Tough shot, but if he makes it, he could be sitting 2 after the Rocks all come to rest. One, 2, catches that one and actually nudges that other stone and changes the angle a bit. He does sit 2. That's a really good shot. Opting to throw just the quiet weight on this. It's really more important where you hit it than how hard. They were coming straight back, catches the red, takes out the stone that was just delivered. That little nudge now, there's no good bump in the middle for Evan Van Amsterdam anymore. This is his last shot. You got a chance to draw. Out turn side they're looking at. The intern's probably still there again. It's a tough shot. And you're facing the possibility of giving up 3 now. Similar run is probably there. Red onto yellow, onto the red that was just tapped up, and you might move both reds, but to make that, you're probably rolling away and still leaving a deuce opportunity in the middle. That red-yellow is going to be accessible now. I don't think you can see enough of the yellow to play it direct. Can only see about half. You need more than that. He's going to play that same in-turn draw, try to come right around everything. They had great line coming in on the last one, and then it just died on them. I think they were a little worried it was hanging out early. If he has the same line coming in here, they could bring it right down to the shot stone. Facing 2 without last rock. This is the last stone for Evan Van Amsterdam here in the 7th. Needs that wide in-turn draw. Line is holding, but this is the same way the first one ran. They did seem to indicate he might be a little strong here. He might be a lot strong here. This has got to slow down. And it's not going to. Slides to the back 8. Well, you could almost argue Jacques Gauthier might have overswept that a little bit at the end. If you leave that just a little bit higher, you could probably come down to it for 3. That's what Jacques was just looking at, but I wasn't able to read his lips enough to know what he said. Jordon McDonald has not led yet in this game, but sitting 2 already as he trails by 1. Will take the lead coming home. The question now, will he be up by 1 or up by 2? Needs almost a bite of the 4-foot to pick up his 3 points here. Looks like he might be able to come to the back one. Hard to tell. Pressure's indicating this might be a little firm as well. It's got plenty of rotation, so it should carry. They're trying to carve it over now, feeling like it's got the weight that it's to the back when they want to get to the nose. Not going to do that. It's just warm. We'll slide through the back. It is 2 points for Jordon McDonald. He does take the lead for the first time in this game. It's 5-4 for McDonald. After 7 ends of play, Van Amsterdam with last rock coming home.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
The rock faces around Lake Tahoe are legendary. But this fall, new ones will emerge in the Tahoe Basin. Homan, Moe, Gushu, and more. November 4th through 9th, the Grand Slam of Curling's first ever event in the U.S. is coming to Lake Tahoe, where the greatest rock stars on earth unite for 6 days of incredible curling, celebrity appearances, and après curl parties you won't want to miss. Get your tickets at thegrandslamofcurling.com. Let's rock!
Now this is shaping up for an outstanding final here. Tied up, or pardon me, a 1-point lead now for Jordon McDonald for the first time in the game. Up 5-4 coming home. Van Amsterdam with last rock. Center guard goes up, the corner guard now being attempted. Didn't see the call here, whether they're looking to come in or play the double center. There are some teams in this scenario that feel the best way to defend against the deuce is to play for the hard steal. Does look like they're coming in. It's about half behind. He's a little deeper than they might have liked. Still forces Evan to play in the middle for now. Came into this draw with 10 teams at 2 wins or better. With some scores already final, there are now 11 teams at 2 wins or better. The winner of this game moves to 3-1 and should put themselves through to the playoffs. The loser might still have a chance based on the draw to the button tiebreaker, but you can't say it too many times. You hate to put yourself in that situation. You'd like to control your own fate, and 3-1 should do that. Still another round-robin draw tonight before all of the playoff spots will be determined. Well, that's yet another issue. If you lose this game and have to wonder about a tiebreaker situation, you might have to sit and watch that last draw. You've got no control over it whatsoever. You can only watch to see what happens. That was the 5th rock of the end, so the peels can start now. You'd make the straight double peel on the reds, but you'd have to leave your shooter there. He's trying to hit it off the nose just enough that he can get the red stone that he hits first. It's going to jam, have it spill off the center line a bit, have the shooter spill off the center line a little bit. Maybe leave 3 guards on that corner. Actually got a little off nose the other way. He could have maybe gone a little harder on that, get the double peel and rolled off the center line and had corners on either side. Jordon will look to guard the yellow in the rings just so that it's not available for a straight back onto the red. It's going to leave some angles to peel some guards. Evan has to be a little careful. You peel too many, and at some point in time, Jordon McDonald will just switch gears and force you to one. It's getting tough now to make the double peel without moving your corner guard. Looking to make a play. Tight yellow guard onto the yellow in the rings, onto the shot stone and the button. Definitely the best result here. He doesn't need to throw it hard. That indication is he wants to throw it hard, though. I'd be tempted, if you're playing this, to throw a little quieter, control the shooter. If you're just close to making this, you roll the shooter to a corner guard on the other side, you're going to have rocks to work with. That's a better, I like that better. He's calling bumper weight now. Jason Ginter looking to run yellow onto red. It's close. Yellow onto the red. And he will move it to the back 12. Enough that he's sitting 2 right now. And shot stone a piece behind cover. One more look at it. Had to sweep a little bit for curl. Got the angle, I think, as good as you could. You go a little bit more across the top to carve it back. You probably leave the raised stone in the port. Puts the pressure back on the McDonald team for sure. You'd love to play some kind of a freeze. You just can't with where that port is. If you're going to make a play on shot rock, you have to do it with weight. You'll never hold the line with any kind of freeze weight. I don't know how you get there with a draw. I don't think there's any way you make that port and get by the stone at the top of the 12-foot with draw weight. Doesn't look like with that broom that they're playing this is a cold draw. This has got to be a weight to move it. Quiet. You know, maybe back line, but needs to curl to get off the corner guard yet. Now, once it's by, is it going to get by the rock in the rings? Oh. Boy, and that might be the worst of all possible results. Didn't even move that rock out of the top. Probably got just deep enough that Evan can't play the hit and roll in off it, even off the top of the yellow. That's not a great result if you play that. Yeah, that's going to leave McDonald a chance to hit and roll under. I tempted to play the other turn and just hit and roll to the corner on this. If that red had stayed just a little bit higher, you could play this, come into the yellow and spin up in behind. I think it's too deep. I don't think they can get the roll in behind, and this is a long ways off the line they were looking for. Crashes the guard. Wow. Looking at the double on the yellows, I'm not sure that he doesn't kick the red out the side. It would be tempting if you thought you could make it. Just make a direct play on shot stone. If you kick that red out of the side of the 4-foot here, what's going to happen is Evan Van Amsterdam's just going to come around that staggered corner and try to get his deuce that way. And again, another hit attempt the other direction, but not close to the line they were looking for. Just picks that stone out of the top 12. Van Amsterdam looking to freeze the pocket now. Rushers didn't look like they wanted to go early. Now carving. He's got a little bit too much weight here, so they got to get to the inside of the yellow. They're going to get to the face of it, but they drive it pretty much straight back. And again, there's a double opportunity there. Double and possibly roll behind. So Jacques saying it might end up on that red that's just hanging on the back 12. If you get the roll in behind, that might be okay. There is a double the other way, but you risk rubbing the red stone on the way by. It looks like there's room to drive the yellow in the top 4-foot to the left side of the yellow at the back 8. Make the double that way. You'd roll to the center line. He's still going to play that same freeze. And there's a risk that you rub the red on the way by. If you're just a sliver high of the nose, I think it goes over the top of the red that's at the back. You want to hit that second yellow fairly thick. Skip stones left to come as we play the 8th on a 1-point game. Jordon McDonald with his first, looking for the double. And they're already looking for curl here. It's been a few hits in a row down this area that just were not close at all to the line they were looking for. Both teams have struggled with that. For Evan Van Amsterdam, if you try to roll behind the staggered corner guards, you're going to jam it on your own at the back. If you try to roll all the way across to the other side behind the corner, you're going to be well behind the tee line. You could corner freeze this again. I mean, you'd still have to make it. But corner freeze it for shot rock. Jordon McDonald can't really just blast it out. You've got second shot at the back. You'd have second shot at the back. Tap it straight back, I guess. Sit 2 that way. You wouldn't have anything buried, but I don't think there'd be a double available. Be a sliver underneath anyway. Yeah, not going to get to that line, though. That little bit of roll to the inside, or to the center line side, does leave a nose hit double. Not, still has to be made. Your sliver high, you drive it by the back one. Your sliver low, you jam it. Big shot has to make the double, first of all, just to make sure there's no chance for 2. If you can make them go away, you should be looking at no worse than an extra end. It's a little high. With that big weight, though, able to get the second one to spill out of the rings, so he sits 2. Evan Van Amsterdam, tough to make any kind of a draw with what's left there. I think he's going to make the play on the stone that was just delivered. One more look at that hit for Jordon. Both teams have had a few struggles getting the exact right line in that spot, but he's able to make it when he needs it with his final stone. And because of where the corner guards are, really a tough draw path, so he's going to make the play to remove that stone. Just needs to hit and stay, and we'll be headed for an extra end. Evan Van Amsterdam with his final stone does make the hit, stays right there for a bite of the 4-foot. We're all tied up after 8 ends. That means bonus coverage here from the Curling Stadium Network. It's the Saville Shootout, second to last draw of the round robin. A lot of playoff implications still ahead.
The 2025-2026 Grand Slam of Curling schedule is out, with big events happening all over Canada, like the Masters heading to London in September, the Tour Challenge from Nisku this October, the Canadian Open from Saskatoon in December, And the Players' Championship from Steinbeck coming in January. Early bird weekend and full event passes on sale now at gsoctickets.com. Let's rock.
Extra end here for you from the Saville Shootout. Sean Joyce with you live on the Curling Stadium Network. Connor Sims on the production, and he has been kept busy. There's smoke coming off the replay machine. We have used it quite a bit, and the way this game has gone, I wouldn't be surprised if we see one or two more yet. It's been a well-played game. There have been some really nice shots. That not one of them, though. Playing the center guard with the first stone, they didn't quite get it back to the center line, so the tick is available. The one thing, of course, it's September, which means these shots are never easy anyway. What has made these shots a little bit more difficult now is you just don't get to play them nearly as often because of that no-tick zone. Gonna have a piece. And almost got the bonus, got the shooter into the rings. Get a little bite there. That could be that stone that means you don't have to stick around with your last one. Another chance for Brad Thiessen to put up the center guard. Try to get a bite of the center line this time. You know you're not going to have a chance to throw two centers, so you can afford to be a little tighter on this one. And again, they're sweeping for curl. If they can get it far enough, it should get back to the line. And just does. Cameron Olofsson looking to come around. Boy, and that's going to come up short. Basically works as a double guard, and it is staggered. Big shot here. This is the fifth stone of the end. Of course, the peels are going to start after this. There's a double peel available on the two stones touching the center line, so you got to make this one good. Rushers were on this early, as much for weight as anything else. Then they had to switch sides at the end just to get that last little bit of curl. Brings it into the top of the forefoot. That's a really good shot. You knew this was coming, though. That's a double peel attempt. And just the way they're angled, you could actually maybe get this red coming back. Get all three out of the middle. Elias Hamanicki with the big weight. The carve, the straight. 1, 2, 3. Got all the rocks moving. The two on the side pretty much out of play. Just the one corner guard really left. I told you that replay machine was smoking. Connor Sims ready right away. A little carve early, then a little straight. Needed to go just across the top, enough to drive the red straight back, and as a bonus, gets all of the rocks moving. Everything that's left is a lot wider. Not much left for Evan Van Amsterdam to work with. He's going to throw the center guards for now. You expect the peels to continue. I don't imagine he'll wait right to the last rock to go around that corner guard, because a rock behind a corner that wide's not going to steal very often. So he might go 1 or 2 shots earlier than that and see if he can't get a mistake and have a chance to get back to the middle. For now, you have to throw the guards in the center, and you have to throw these guards tight enough that he can't play the double peel off that corner one. You want to be underneath it like they are. If you're up 2 feet higher, he plays the hit and roll into that corner and might get rid of everything. Elias Hamanicki only needed to move 1 rock this time. That seemed almost too easy after moving 5 on the last one. Throw at least 1 more center guard, maybe 2. It's going to slide on a little tight. There is a chance here off the peel. You could come into that red that's just about out of play. Maybe hold your shooter in the rings, which, again, any little biter might mean that he just has to hit with his last one, doesn't need to stay. Not critical that you do it, but he is aware of it. You saw him look over his shoulder a couple of times. Gets the hit, comes into it, but a little over the top, and both stones roll out of play. The call here may still well be the center guard, but I'm a little surprised they aren't at least talking about it. This is where you might want to make your discussion about how do we want to play this out. Looks like that is what they're discussing. You come around now. Jordon might try to run it back, or he might just straight peel it. I don't think you're going to talk him into drawing. So looking to come around the corner guard. I think that's probably the right call. We're still on third's last stone. If you wait 1 shot later to do that, Jordon McDonald, if this is his first stone, may well just try to draw, knowing that he's going to be throwing a draw with his last one anyway. But for Jacques Gauthier, you want to be careful about leaving extra shrapnel around. They're going to play it as like a hack waiter, try to move that. You got to make sure you make some noise here. If you clip the guard on the way by, that's not bad. You don't want to go right by everything. Boy, that's a really good shot. He's even going to get the yellow all the way out of the rings. Another look at this one as well. The critical thing here, get the yellow out from behind cover. Bonus, you got it all the way out of the rings. Not able to hold their little biter at the back. That's, again, it's just that you get that bonus biter. You don't have to stay on the last one, but now it looks like the middle should be pretty much wide open for your last one. Not sure they're even going to get by here. Not the end of the world. It does leave a guard a little closer to the 4-foot. It's got to be tempting to just straight peel it, though. You could actually, if you peel it from the board side, you might even catch the back end of the red, get rid of both of them. Yeah, that's what Jack's looking at. It's probably there. You're not wrong to draw here. So looking to draw, he wants to be shot rock in a position where you can't just ignore it and draw behind the corner. So he needs to be just about full 4-foot. And yet he wants to be to that side of the ice to make the hit and roll behind cover very long. And probably right at the tee line. If you're right at the tee line and he makes the hit and roll behind the corner, he's probably out of the 4-foot by the time he's, he rolls far enough back that he's full 8-foot at best. Certainly over curling the line they had in mind. Well, Evan Van Amsterdam is going to have to make a play on that stone. He could roll behind the corner and probably still have a piece of the 4-foot. That's the best he can do. You don't have to be dead buried here either. You're half around. You kind of forced Jordon to make a decision. He's probably going to throw the draw again. That's one of the main reasons he threw it there, thinking he'd be throwing it on the last one. You could shrink the rings here. If you roll to just, edge of the 4-foot, almost full 4, you'd be 2/3 open maybe, but I think he's still drawing. Got the hit, maybe a little too much roll. He really curled at the end. He still got, maybe just completely out of the 4-foot. No attempt available to go after it, so it will be a draw for Jordon McDonald. The same draw he just made. Needs any piece of the 4-foot. We'll move him to 3-1 and into the playoffs tomorrow morning. And Evan Van Amsterdam will be left to watch that draw tonight and hope that his 2-2 record is good enough to get into a tie-break scenario, and then he needs to rely on a good draw to the button score. And I don't have those in front of me, so I don't know where he sits for those. The teams all know, though. Final stone of the extra end. Jordon McDonald drew to the button on his first stone. Needs a piece of 4 here. Nothing out of the brushers to the halfway point, and they are standing up and backing off. This is never a good sign. They think it's heavy. They're right. This has got a lot of weight, and it will slide through the back. Evan Van Amsterdam with a nice hit and roll in his last one. It's good enough to pick up the steal. He picks up the win. He moves to 3-1, puts himself through to the playoffs. And now it'll be Jordon McDonald that has to sit tonight and watch that final round robin draw to see if 2-2 will be good enough to get into the tiebreaker scenario and maybe get him into the playoffs with a good draw to the button score. What an exciting game. A lot of stolen points in this one, and I guess seems fitting that way that it's a steal that seals their fate. Still one round robin draw left to come here from the Saville Center in Edmonton. It'll be live for you here on the Curling Stadium Network coming up shortly. My name is Sean Joyce. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we'll see you again tonight and for all the playoff action tomorrow.
Live curling rocks. And this November, the best in the world are coming to Tahoe. Get your seats now at GSOCtickets.com. But hurry, early bird pricing ends soon.